for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning and welcome to the June 23rd County Commission meeting. I would remind you to silence your cell phones. The meeting documents are on the end of the counter next to Commissioner Bender, and Robert has listening devices if you need something. He's in the front row. With that, we'll move on to routine business. The first item is a motion to approve the agenda. Is there a motion?
There is. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 2 is to approve the County Commission meetings from June 16th, 2015.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any changes? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 3 is bills to be paid in the amount of $485,495.47.
Pay the bills.
Second. Motion and a second. Any comments? Commissioner Barth?
There is one bill in there for a little over $100,000 for a highway construction project.
Okay. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Item number 4 is reports. There are none. Item number 5 is personnel. A is consider a motion to approve routine personnel actions. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
A motion and a second on routine actions. Any other comments? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Item B is consider a motion to approve the 2015 County Commission Minnehaha County Affirmative Action Plan. Good morning.
Good morning, Jen Oddix with Human Resources. Last week I provided you with an overview of the 2015 Affirmative Action Plan for Minnehaha County and gave you a link to the entire plan document for your review. This morning I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Otherwise, I would ask for formal approval of the 2015 Affirmative Action Plan.
Are there any questions for Jen? You guys had a briefing on this last week. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the affirmative action plan.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.
Item number 6 is applications for abatement. There are none. Item number 7 is notices and requests. Item A is notice for the South Dakota Department of Transportation of a public meeting to receive public input on the tentative 2016-2019 4-year transportation improvement plan, 7 p.m. July 14th, Ramcota, 3200 West Maple Street, Sioux Falls. Item B is notice of a hearing to consider the 2015 annual Bryant DeBurn JAG joint spending plan for Minnehaha County and the City of Sioux Falls, Sioux Falls on July 7, 2015. Good morning.
Good morning, Kristen Trano with the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Office. I'm bringing to you a notice that we would like to publish, and then kind of going over our spending plan that we would like to do for the burn JAG this year. The county is choosing to purchase Taser X2s. It would help us to kind of round out finalize that project that we started last year. And then the Sioux Falls Police Department is looking at purchasing some tablets to use in the field, as well as some bulletproof vest carriers.
This is a motion to approve the hearing. Is there any comments or questions? Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item number 8 is planning and zoning notices. There are none. Item number 9 is compromise of lien. Jeff Barth.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've got two of them today. The first one here is DP&O 71068 for $1,495.40. The applicant is asking for a compromise on this lien with no payment. She didn't know about it until she was doing some title work in preparation for the sale of her home. The sale price, $72,000. A second lien is also recorded in the applicant's name for $1,415.44. The applicant is aware of the second lien and plans to pay it prior to the sale of her home. The applicant doesn't think she should be responsible for the costs associated with the other DP&O. The majority of that lien was for court-appointed attorney services provided to her nephew. The applicant had temporary guardianship of the nephew from the dates of June 21, 2009 to July 31 of 2010. Based on the timesheets submitted by the court, it appears that the incident that resulted in this appointment occurred on or before June 16, 2009. In other words, before she became the guardian of her nephew. There's some numbers here on the applicant's income and stuff. And I guess briefly I'd like to ask the state's attorney if there's any reason why she should have to pay for something that happened before she had guardianship.
It was before she had guardianship?
Mm-hmm. The incident was probably the costs continued then after.
If the lien was attached during the guardianship, there is a legal responsibility. However, just like with a parent, however, it is within your discretion as the commission to compromise that if you feel that operational law is somehow unfair or inequitable. I'll leave it at that.
Well, I don't know how the rest of you feel, but I think that picking up the burden of caring for your nephew and those costs are creditable to her credit, and the fact that her own lien she's planning on paying in full. I don't know if I'll get support, but I will make a motion to remove the applicant from responsibility for DP 071068. Let me just ask one more thing then. If the nephew is a minor, can they be held accountable for it?
No. In my reading, no.
Thank you.
I'll second the motion for discussion purposes.
Commissioner Pender, do you have a comment?
I have a question, point of clarification. So if the lien attached prior to the guardianship, then my understanding of what you said earlier is that she would not have responsibility for a lien that attached prior to the guardianship.
Correct. Or after, for that matter, if it was excused.
And my understanding from the facts is that this lien attached prior to the date of her being appointed the guardian.
Yep.
You know, in my reading of it, it appears that it was attached during the time that she was the guardian, but the incident that caused this lien to come into existence was before she became responsible for her nephew. And, you know, honestly, some of these liens don't attach for considerable time, years even.
And if I may comment, I think that's why you have this statute where you can deal with these in the manner you see fit, where you have a little discretion.
Okay, so it says that the incident that resulted in the court appointment occurred on or before June 16, 2009. So she was not a guardian when the activity occurred that resulted in him needing an attorney. So I'll leave my second motion in place.
Commissioner Kelly.
Well, I don't think there probably is any way she knew that she was going to be responsible for court costs on this thing, and I'll support the request.
So I have a motion and second to compromise DP 71068 in full with the lien being removed from the applicant. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Commissioner Barth.
Thank you. We have a second DP&O today, number 39129. It's for $984.72. The applicant just got the power of attorney for the person who received the benefit. The person who got this, she's asking us to release the lien in full with no payment. Did I already say the amount? $984.72. The person dependent on their power of attorney has an income of just over $1,000 a month. The thing that's outstanding to me on this is she's in a nursing home. She made dozens of payments over the years towards this. I'm just scrolling down here, but if you look at the payment history, there's certainly a few times where they've received benefits, but there's many times also where partial payments, dozens of them being made for, yes, it's $20, $10, but over the years there are just a lot of payments having been made, and I think clearly this person has done their duty to try to pay this stuff off and is now probably near the end. And I would make a motion to compromise this lien with no additional payment.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Any additional comments?
Well,
Commissioner Keller.
Here again, I think, especially on poor relief and rental assistance, that these liens, in case there is some money there that comes in, that, then we have no problem collecting it or asking for collection. Here, a lady's virtually destitute right now, and I don't see any reason in the world to continue this lien for her.
Any other comments?
Madam Chair, I would say that to other parties who owe the county money on these type of liens, making those regular payments, making some effort, give me $5, give me $10 over an extended period of time, shows your goodwill towards the county. And honestly, we need these funds to come back if we can get them. Currently, I believe, and the auditor can correct me, we're owed about $69 million, and our citizens need these services and need our help to pay for these services. So once we help you, help us help the other people and make these small payments or pay it off. I really appreciate it.
I have a motion and a second on DP&O 39129 in the amount of $984.72 to approve the application to compromise the lien. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Our next item is opportunity for public comment. If there's anyone who would like to speak to the commission about something that is not on our agenda. Mr. Hoskins.
Bill Hoskins, Alderman, 1st Ward, City of Garrettson. I would like to thank the Minnehaha County Commission for their support of the City of Garrettson yesterday and commend the performance of the Minnehaha County Sheriff's Department, Emergency Management, and Highway Department in assisting the City of Garrettson.
Thank you, Bill. I know you guys have a big mess out there.
I'd just like to make a comment on I went up there yesterday, and you really begin to see what the value of the volunteers were. The Red Cross had set up there, and they had a place to feed the volunteers and people that needed it. There were people working the highway. The DOT had trucks and trucks and trucks. We had our highway department trucks up there, and everybody was working as hard as they could. The electricity was a real problem for them, but it was impressive how well it was going, how smooth it was going. They had the incident bus, the command center up there, and I really was impressed by how the whole operation was going, especially when they had to evacuate that nursing home.
We're not going to have emergency management or the sheriff's office give us any report on old business today. I was kind of thinking we would, but I wasn't sure. I got here a little late.
They're in Garrettson.
Okay. Well, maybe next week we'll have an update of what was going on. But, Bill, thank you for your comments. Any other public comments? Okay. With that, we'll go on to regular business. Item number 10 is a public hearing to consider a drainage permit application number 1515 from Robin Hermanson and Claire Fegan to conduct agricultural drainage on property legally described as, I'll let Kevin finish, since that's his job. I could probably do it, but then I'll annihilate part of it.
You don't have a microphone.
Yeah.
Make you read it.
You want to read legal descriptions, Kevin? Thank you.
All right. Kevin Hookman, County Planning Department. I'll get that. So this drainage project is located in Section 17 of Edison Township. and the property legally described as the northeast quarter, except the east 41 rods, north 17 rods, and except Fegan's addition, and the north half southeast quarter, except Fegan's addition, and the east half northwest quarter, except Fegan's addition, 17-103-48, and the second parcel of the southwest quarter, except 1A, and the south half southeast quarter, 17-103-48. So that's Edison Township.
Thank you, Kevin.
The Planning Department received a drainage permit application on May 29th for this drainage project, and the applicant has met all the requirements of the drainage ordinance, except that he is unable to obtain the downstream waivers from the property owners a half mile to downstream, so it'd be to the south in this case. The property currently does have an existing drainage system, which was placed in the property prior to 1985, but it was never recorded at the Register of Deeds, so it's not recorded in the county system. I do have a picture that I'll show you later on that shows the tile in place. But the tile is no longer functioning, and he would like to replace the tile. I'll go through the pictures, and that'll probably be the best. Here's the two parcels in a little bit more detail of where they are located. Just north of this is the Arrows Data Center. This is the proposed tile line. It's emptying into an intermittent stream, and there's kind of two drainage systems that are going on here. The east drainage system has the two lines that are paralleling the stream with the spurs that go off of that to go into the field and drain the fields from there. And then there's the small addition onto an existing tile line on the west side that will just extend the tile. That one is working correctly, so but it also enters into an intermittent stream. He has submitted the wetland determinations for both properties, and there is no wetlands in the properties to hinder the project. There is some prior converted, but you can tile a prior converted wetland. Some pictures. This is looking north in the property, where he's planning on a tile, and it's kind of into that valley where the natural drainage way is located. You can kind of see the water in the valley there in the weeds where it's pooling and collecting in the bottom. Again, a little bit more of the pooling. It goes underneath the culvert, underneath the road, and across the way. There's the drain tile that is currently existing in the project that is exiting right before the right-of-way. This is the other side of that culvert, and looking south. It's pasture land, and the drainage way is grassed. But as you can see, it is also wet. As the cows were running through that, it was just slop. You can hear plop, plop. And this was after a small rain, about a half an inch, that I took this picture. So a little more detail of the water. And this is looking at that western tile line. It runs down this valley and into the ditch as well. This one is functioning, so he's just going to be extending it. This is looking into where the water is kind of accumulating towards the ditch and going underneath the road. And then this is looking south into the other side of the road. And then there's the grass waterway and the neighboring property downstream waterway. And then this is looking down south into the waterway of that west side. This is roughly the area that he's going to be tiling and extending the tile. Since this drain tile is located in an area that's normally wet and is something that's tiled regularly throughout the county, traditionally wet areas should allow water to continue to flow through the intermittent stream, which connects to the West Pipestone Creek. Staff recommends the Drainage Board approve drainage permit number 1515.
Are there any questions for Kevin?
Kevin, how far does that intermittent stream go before it gets into the West Pipestone?
It's quite a ways. It ends up, I wonder if I can...
So it goes south from there and then eventually connects up?
Yeah, it's something 3 or 4 miles. It's a ways before it ends up in the creek.
And so, if I may, we're putting in drain tile alongside the intermittent stream on both sides, right?
Yes.
Boosting that.
And that does remind me, I should add that there is an existing trial project that has been permitted that will be connected to the north end of this drain tile. And that drain tile is new, but it will be connecting into this project, so there will be multiple drainage permits on this project.
And I'll wait for the applicant, but is there sufficient capacity in the new tile to carry the burden from upstream?
He can make it big enough he hasn't placed any new tile yet, so if he needs a 6-inch, 8-inch tile to drain that, he can do that.
Thanks.
Any additional questions for Kevin? Okay. Is the proponent here and would they like to speak? The person in favor of the drainage permit? Okay. Nobody wants to speak in favor. Is there anyone who wants to speak against it? Come up and identify yourself. Give your name and your address, please. Good morning.
Morning. I'm Jim Olfert, 47965 253rd Street, Garrettson, South Dakota. I'm the landowner to the south of the tile. I live in Section 20. My only complaint is the amount of tile that's going to be put in compared to what was there, because the drainage tile will run year-round, 24/7. That creek will not flow during the winter time. It will freeze up, it will go outside of its bank and kill the grass, the existing bluegrass. As far as redoing the existing tile, I have no complaint whatsoever. A year ago, my neighbor, Mr. Hermanson, sent out a letter asking anyone to have any problem with digging a new trench in that waterway. I did not. I had no problem. I do have a problem with a mile of new tile up to 12 inches of water flowing onto my property. The creek will not take it. Natural water flow, yes, but during the winter, it will not take it. And that is my complaint.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions for Mr. Wolfert? Okay. Are you a proponent? Are you against the tiling?
Yes, I'm the landowner requesting the tile, Robin Hermanson, 47.
Okay, just a second. Do we have anyone else that wants to speak against it first? Okay, now you may speak for it.
Robin Hermanson, 47952 253rd Street. The Clarence Fegan has already tiled 1/2 mile up from the road extensively. This has increased the water flow into my land. It behooves me not to just put in a replacement 5-inch tile, but put in 2 6-inches on both sides. As far as the intermittent stream down below damming up and not flowing, it's customary that these intermittent streams are maintained to the depth of the clay by cleaning them out every once in a while, and then they do flow. And I have done this in other parts of my farm, and that works very well. If you let them dam up with reed canary grass and cattails and that, and let a beaver put a dam in them, yes, you will have a lake in your pasture. But with adequate maintenance, they will flow in the wintertime too. Thank you.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mr. Hermanson? Okay. Commission, it's back to you. We've heard from the proponents, the opponents, and staff. Do you have any questions or comments?
Well, let me ask staff a question. So is that in fact, you know, choked off by weeds and stuff going south from there? Would you know, how much of a? I know West Pipestone Creek up in Logan County, it was. I think we have 3 sections in a row where the elevation is exactly the same, 1483, and so if it moves, it doesn't move fast. Is there a drop off on this going south?
From what I see there, I would describe it as that. It does not move fast. It does pretty slow moving, and you can see that in this picture that there is a pool there in the kind of the other side of the ditch, and it's just slowly meanders down in the grass waterway. So there is grass and weeds and whatnot that are in that, just like every other waterway that is that's maybe slowing that water down, but that's
if
what
I
most
may.
waterways.
So this picture again here, is this showing it going to the south, or is this looking where it's coming from?
This is the downstream land.
Okay.
Commissioner Kelly.
What do you have any idea of what would happen with 1.5 or 2 inch rain to the property south?
I can't really answer that.
Do you know what happens now?
As I mentioned, this was the morning after a 1/2 inch rain, and there's that much water there, and that whole area, even where the cows are standing in that picture, was wet. It wasn't just that pool that was the lowest spot, but you could hear them sloshing through the grass there.
Any other comments? Commissioner Barth.
So Kevin, that's going underneath the township road and a culvert, right?
Yes.
How big is that culvert?
It's pretty big. I don't know if I can give you the exact dimensions. The township has reviewed this and given us a waiver for this project. So the township, as far as I understand, the township normally requires these projects to exit on the other side of the road. But in this case, because of the downstream property owner, they have written in their waiver that they will allow them to exit the tile on the north side or his property line. So.
Any other comments or questions?
I
Commissioner
have
Bender.
a question. So I'm curious about the comment about the winter time and this intermittent stream not being able to handle the water flow. Do you have any guidance for us on that?
Not in particular. The tile very well could be running through the winter, being that it'll be deeper than, it'll be fairly deep, so it'll not frost as quickly as the rest of the ground. So it very